Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Talking Greenwood with Mayor B. I am Mayor B. And I'm here today with a very special guest, a guy that probably gave me some inspiration to become mayor. I'm here catching up with our former state senator and former mayor, Mr. Floyd Nicholson.
Everything is going great. It's
Good.
going great, catching up on some rest and doing a few things,
That's
volunteering and everything, but everything's going well.
That's great.
Considering what's going on in our country with the pandemic and everything.
You see, we're both wearing masks. I can't speak for Floyd. I certainly don't like to wear this thing, but the light's there at the end of the tunnel. So I'm very optimistic about 2021. But just wanted to catch up, Senator Nixon, and hear how you doing these days.
I'm doing great. I really am, and everything. I tell you, back at Thanksgiving, me and my wife and the kids and daughter-in-law went up to the mountain, just had a wonderful time, being together and everything. And my sons told me, said, yeah, Dad, it's time to slow down anyway. 38 years,
Wow.
My twins are 41, ever since they were 3.
So I was in school with your twins. We graduated the same.
Yeah,
Right, that's right.
97.
Yeah, that's right.
And Michael, it's been his whole life, been involved in everything.
Right.
And just trying to slow down and everything. Election went well. I don't think it was fraud in, and the people chose.
We're not going to storm anything around here.
No, no, don't worry. One thing, I'll tell you one thing. I read somebody about the seats lost in the Senate here and everything, and I think someone said, well, the game plan, the Republicans just had a better game plan. And I said, well, maybe so, but I say my game plan has always been honesty, truth, and integrity.
Sure.
And if that's not the best game plan, I'll never have the best game plan.
I know just being mayor, which you were for 14 years, I believe, is that right?
Yes.
I can't imagine going to Columbia and trying to deal with that. But I know your lovely wife Mamie's probably giving you some honeydew lists around the house.
Too many.
and Mamie, y'all both kind of transitioned. She's taken over for Frank Weidman there, the Self Family Foundation, and continuing the great work that Mr. Self set up. Those many, who's right there, set up those many years ago, and y'all were always folks I kind of turned to for advice, and she kind of gave me some of your history. So you started on city council. Was it 1981?
82.
82. Okay. And what did you find different about campaigning in 1982 versus 2020?
Well, I would say in 1982, it was basically just, citywide, but it was really making contact in the person, in the local community and everything,
Right.
And I think one thing back then, it was basically just the issues. People were not attacked personally.
Right.
And I think now in this day and time, it's too many personal attacks on individuals, and it's gone too far. It really has, they are just attacking you personally, not about the issues. Back then it was the issues, what you're going to discuss in the issues, what I stand for and everything.
Right.
And now it's just so personal and look like the different parties just can't come together and, have a decent conversation and everything.
I've talked to many folks that were familiar with you in the mayor's job and in the state house. I think you had a reputation for working across the aisles pretty.
It's one thing to, press for an issue. Press for the issue and press not against the individual. I will forever believe that the only way we're going to move forward is by working together. And I'm glad, you're continuing that great job. You're doing a great job here with the city of Greenwood, because I know with the pandemic, you're facing a lot of tough issues.
It's been an interesting year.
Yeah, it really has, but I always thought about, when I try to make a decision, what's best for the people.
How did you handle juggling your job, your full-time job versus being councilman and then certainly mayor?
Well, one thing, it's part-time job, I say it's part-time salary.
That's correct. I will agree with that, because you're
But it's
always on the
full,
clock.
that's right, it's full-time otherwise and everything. The salary, you have to have another job. You cannot support, your family on the big salary you make as a mayor.
And they just doubled it, and it still
Oh, yeah.
doubled it a few years ago. I don't think either one of us are saying that to complain. I think
Oh, no.
it's a job that you have to love to do and really be into it. And yeah, I think certainly last year, from a mayor's standpoint, and certainly from the Senate, I know it's been a challenge, but it is overwhelmingly a pleasure. How long were you in the teaching profession?
Okay, I started out teaching and coaching in 1972, and I did for 6 years, to 1970. And the reason I decided to change is in 1977, I got married. I was teaching and coaching, and I loved it. But I made a choice. I said, when I get married, if I have kids, I'd like to see them grow up.
Sure.
Because it takes a lot of time coaching and everything, every day on the weekends and everything.
Sure.
So I changed in 78, and it was a great move, because in 79, we had twin boys. I was able to see them grow up. And so during that time in 1982, I had a job basically with Burning Center. I was running that program. It was based at 84. And I said, I got some time in the evening, I can stay at the family to get involved in the community. And I said, well, I want to give back, and I want to get involved in the community. So I decided to run for city council. But I worked with Burning Center 9 years and at Whitney Center for 1 year.
I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah. I know, maybe I've forgotten that.
Yeah. And so in 1988, I went back to the school system to Northside as assistant principal, because I always loved working with kids and everything. So after 10 years, I went back in, and just as assistant principal.
I think your leadership when I was a teenager is one of the things that kind of inspired me to run for mayor, and of course Welborn after you did a great job. What do you see for the next for your future? What's in your plan?
The main thing is volunteerism, doing some things in the community, volunteer.
I think you're still in your 60s.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But I know you got a lot of things left to give to the community, and you've given a lot already. And we thank you for everything you've done, and you've been so gracious for me and Mamie as well. And I know you've been gracious with Senator Garrett as well, and helping in that transition. So we sure are appreciative of everything, and I may be calling you here for some ideas.
Okay.
Still, so.
Great, and I tell you one thing I like now, I ride my bicycle, and the summer is good at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning. It's too cold now, so you know what, I wait now about 2 o'clock in the middle of the day, and I get my ride in. Rob can tell you that. He stopped me one morning, and said, hey, let me take a picture.
Then that motivated me.
If y'all see a guy riding a bike coming to or from Jennings Avenue, give him a little wave. I know he'd appreciate that. Well, Senator, thank you for your time. It's always great catching up with you.
All right, thank you.